Hey everyone, and welcome back to the happiest hour on earth. If you heard our episode last week, you know we were talking about one of the more exclusive experiences you can have in the park, which is Club 33. Because of that, we thought it would be a fun week to discuss some of the other experiences you can have in the park that are much more accessible. So we have a list of both Disneyland and Disney World experiences that you can have that are non-ride related, just kind of extra stuff that are just really fun. And we're really excited to go over them with you guys.
Yeah, for sure. And one of the reasons why we wanted to talk about this is because a lot of these activities were not available, but Epcot just announced that some of these like really big ones that seem really, really cool in Epcot are going to be available on October 2nd. So that's super exciting. And so all these things are things that you might have not have known that you could do in the parks. And not many people have done in the parks because it is an extra addition. So super excited to talk about this. But before we get started, we wanted to let you guys know that we just partnered with Getaway Today to help you guys save on your next Disneyland or Walt Disney World trip. If you guys are listening on YouTube, you could find our link down in the description right below. If you're listening on your favorite podcasting platform, go ahead to our Instagram and you can find our link there. Just scroll down just a little bit and you'll find our Getaway Today link. And so here you could save money on Disneyland or Disney World tickets and hotels and everything. And if you are actually going to be doing a vacation package, which is a hotel and a Disneyland ticket, you could use our code HappyHour and save an extra $10 off of all the other savings that you're already getting with Getaway Today. So definitely be sure to check that out. And we're so excited to be a part of the Getaway Today family.
So excited.
So exciting. So let's go ahead and jump into our show.
Okay, so before we get started on tonight's discussion, let me introduce our snack for the evening.
Oh, yeah.
This time it's a snack, no drink, but we're pretty excited about this snack. So we made the baked mac and cheese with pulled pork from Flame Tree Barbecue in Animal Kingdom.
Oh, yeah.
We're
Heard
pretty
a lot about
excited.
this.
Yeah, if you are watching on YouTube, you can get a little sneak peek of it here. It's very simple to make if you're just doing it the way we did. We didn't like make our own mac and cheese or our own pulled pork. We got things from Target that were already pre-made.
Oh, yeah.
But it does make for an easy little Disney World treat.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, we put so much effort into a lot of the other ones where we have to make everything from scratch and all the stuff you've seen them
Sometimes
before on our reels. But this, it was like a good way to just do, hey, if you're craving a Disney World snack and you just want something fun and quick,
this is
just
the way to go.
3 ingredients pretty much. Boom, boom, boom.
Literally
you're
mac
done.
and cheese, pulled pork, onion rings to top it, and some barbecue sauce.
Yeah. I am
Super
so
easy.
excited to jump into this.
Yeah.
We're huge mac and cheese fans, so I think we should just go for it.
Let's go
do
for it.
Oh, man. All right. Cheers. Oh, yeah. Wow. That's good. Oh, man.
Can't go wrong with that combo.
Oh, yeah, that's great. I like the barbecue sauce on mac and cheese.
That's so good. Oh my. We have not had it in the park. We've just heard a lot about it and thought it would be such a good one to make. And we will have a reel for it, as always, on our Instagram, so make sure to check that out.
All right, so that was amazing, and I feel like this is going to be like a staple whenever we have like maybe a Disney movie night. Such an easy snack. Feel like you're in the park.
And it's like filling enough to almost just be a meal. Like,
Oh, yeah.
it's so heavy.
Oh, yeah.
So good.
Carbs, cheese.
Yeah. Fried onion.
Oh, yeah. It's so good. We have to get this in the park next time we're there.
Yeah.
Because like you've heard us say before, we've only been to Walt Disney World once, and that needs to change because we love it so much. And it has to be done. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and start. We're going to jump into our list. We're going to first start with Disneyland because there's just not that much compared to the other parks.
Comparison.
Yeah, in comparison. And actually, the one bummer here is that these first two items that we're going to be talking about, these first two activities, are actually currently unavailable, but hopefully they'll be back soon. Like we said, Epcot just announced a lot of great activities that are coming back. So hopefully these will come back very soon, and you should definitely take advantage of them. So we're going to start with a tour that you could do. Obviously, you could do the VIP tours with the plaid. That's a lot of money, but you get them for most of the day, and you get to ride instant access on all the rides. Super cool. But this is another tour that you could do that won't break the bank as much as that would. Still might, depending on how much you're spending on the trip, unless you just get away today. Hey,
shameless
but
plug.
This first tour we're going to talk about is the Walk and Walt's Footsteps tour. And so this is a 3-hour tour. It's $109, and it takes you throughout Disneyland while you learn about his legacy and just the history of Disneyland. It also comes with a meal from Jolly Holiday and a couple of the front of the line attractions. So you go through the exit with your tour guide, and you get to ride some of the classic attractions that were there from the start.
So it's like a mini version of the like VIP guided tour.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Like much cheaper.
You have your tour guide.
Yeah.
And they talk to you about the rides. And then I think you actually have a headset on and you hear from like Walt's daughters and I think even Walt himself,
cool.
which is really cool. And, you know, it's $109, but you do get a meal provided, which is great. And you get to skip some lines in some rides.
Such a cool idea.
Yeah.
I never knew about this.
I know. It's pretty awesome. And the main highlight here is, and this used to be included, I believe, in all of the tours, and then it kind of dropped off for some reason. But depending on your tour guide, you're still able to see this if time allows, and if you get a tour guide that, I guess that is feeling happy that day. I don't know. A lot of people have said it's kind of hit or miss if this is included in your tour, but this is actually the biggest highlight, is that you have a chance to go into Walt's apartment, which is above the firehouse at the end of your tour. And this is a place that hardly anyone gets to see. You can't go if you're just a regular guest. So you either have to be on a tour or just know people. And this is where Walt would, while he was staying in the park, him and Lillian would have this space to themselves. They could look out and, observe all the people enjoying the park. And you've heard about the lamp that always stays on there. So it just seems like Walt's essence is still there watching over his creation. And to be in that place would just be amazing. So,
oh my gosh.
I think we should do this tour one time and
I
hopefully
would love to do this tour, even though it is currently unavailable.
Yeah.
Let's hope that it comes back. I'm going to be like keeping my eye out for a reopening of this tour.
Yeah. And this isn't it's in the past, they're not doing this tour anymore. It's unavailable just because of, the pandemic and all that stuff. And so I think whenever they feel, they haven't brought it back yet. So, hopefully they do, but I'm going to quickly talk about this next tour as well, which also has a fun little perk, kind of like the firehouse, but there's another tour called the Grand Circle Tour, which is also currently unavailable. So sad. This one is a little bit cheaper. This is a 2-hour tour. It's $85. And here, this is for the train and the railroad lovers. I know I would love to take our son on this because he loves trains right now. But you get to learn about Walt's love and passion for trains and how his fascination with trains ultimately played a big role in the creation of Disneyland. Around his house, he used to have that train set up and he would actually ride this little mini train around his house. And that kind of really sparked his interest in creating a theme park. But the highlight of this tour is that you get to ride on the Lily Bell, which is a special parlor car at the back of the train. It's closed in, unlike the rest of the train, and it has very ornate touches that were overseen by Lillian Disney herself. So there's these nice couches, and there's I think even family Walt Disney family pictures in there. It's super cool, and that you get to ride that all the way around the park. Sounds like a great tour. So these are some experiences that not many people get to do, and you get to enjoy them. Yeah, you wouldn't even know about them. They don't really. You don't talk about it too much. I
don't know really how that stuff gets advertised. So cool though. I would love to experience either one of those tours.
Definitely.
So cool. Next, we're moving on to a really cool one that I actually heard from one of our followers, Caitlin that they got to do this actually on their last trip, and it's so cool. You can actually pilot the Mark Twain riverboat. This is so cool. So what you have to do is get in line early for the next departure and ask a cast member if you can captain the ship. If no one has asked yet, then you get to just go up to the top and pilot the ship as if you are Steamboat Willie and Fantasmic, which is so
cool.
Oh my gosh. Like we all want to experience that, I think. So super cool. You get to also be in charge of like the bell and the whistle as well. And after you finish and get back, you can sign the Wheelhouse guest book and get a riverboat pilot license signed by Walt Disney himself.
So cool. We love the Mark Twain riverboat, especially after our trip 2 times ago.
Yeah.
We just started, wanting to make it a part of our tradition. Yeah. And
it's so special.
Oh my gosh, if Chance saw like the wheel, our son saw the wheel.
We would never be able to get him off the ship.
Oh yeah, that would be, maybe it's,
Like it might be kind of dangerous to even let him go up there because I think he would throw a fit.
You would not want to
get off. But still, such a cool experience to get to be up there like you're Steamboat Willie.
I know.
So cool. Okay, so next we're going to talk about the fact that you can go into the Main Street Opera House and see the bench where Walt Disney came up with the idea of Disneyland when he was taking his daughters to the Griffith Park merry-go-rounds. I think we all kind of know that story, but it's just really cool that that little piece of history is planted in the park and we can all see exactly where he thought up that place.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
It's pretty cool because like obviously Disney World and Magic Kingdom, they're a lot bigger. There's a lot more to do, but Disneyland is so like steeped in Walt Disney history.
Yeah.
So the fact that you get to see that bench, get to see, the train that he created and just see a lot of things that he actually worked on is really, really cool and does differentiate Disneyland from Disney World, even though we love Disney World so much.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
Differences between them.
Yeah, for sure. So if you are still on Main Street, there is the Silhouette Studio. That is a really cool experience that we haven't done, but we know some people who've done it. This is currently unavailable too. So many unavailables.
Come on, get with it, Disneyland.
I know. But here you could get a keepsake that not many people have. For $9.99, you could sit down with an artist, and for 60 seconds, they like cut out your silhouette portrait while you're just sitting in front of them. And some are even quicker than 60 seconds. I mean, I saw a video and this lady was just cutting around.
I don't know how you can have that skill. Like, how can you look at someone's profile and just be like, yep, this is what it would look like on paper?
It's
like,
crazy. It's such a great skill. And we should do it. Like, it'd be a little family one time.
I would love to have some of those. Like, such a like cool, like very subtle Disney thing to like have.
Yeah.
Like nobody would know unless they like asked. But it's such a cool thing.
It's so awesome. And so you could get one of just yourself, or you could do it with your whole family, and it's just kind of like side by side. Silhouettes of everyone. So super, super cool.
So cool.
But that's pretty much all that is really in Disneyland. There's some other really cool and unique things, but those were the ones that stood out to us. Now, we do want to go over to California Adventure. Not really that much to do over there, but one thing that we did come up with is that you could wine taste at the Mendocino Terrace that's over there, which is nice because if you want to take a breather and kind of get away from the crowds for a little bit, you could have some wine flights and a charcuterie board. So just some like fun, things kind of you
like
could do.
Adult things to do that like if you're like not super into the Disney experience, it's just kind of a little like adult break away because everybody loves wine tasting. It's just such a like relaxing experience.
Yeah.
We need to do it next time we go. I'm like really bummed that we haven't.
And I feel like everyone just walks past the Mendocino Terrace, doesn't even like pay any attention to it. So it is something that so not many people get to do, I think.
I know. I want to do it. I think we need to do that next time we go.
Yeah, definitely. So now we're going to be jumping over to Walt Disney World. There's a lot here that not many people know about or have done. And so we're going to start off in Magic Kingdom. This is the Keys to the Kingdom tour. Now, this is available on like the tours at Disneyland. And this is a 5-hour tour that explores the creation and just kind of the growth of Magic Kingdom and how it was, formed and built. You will get to explore hidden secrets of classic attractions, get access to the Utilidor tunnels, which if you don't know about this, Magic Kingdom is actually on the second floor. There is a first floor where all the cast members walk around and, kind of get to their area that they're supposed to be. And then they just go down under there again and go to the next place. So, if it's something that Disney doesn't want you to see, maybe like trash, I don't know, just all those other things, they could, go underneath the ground and then pop up in a land, take care of their thing, go back under. Crazy, but you get access to those tunnels underneath the park, and there's just so much more that you could see on this 5-hour tour. It is $114. Lunch is provided, and it comes with an exclusive keepsake here. So honestly, that's a great price. $114, 5 hours. You get to see things that other people haven't seen.
That's actually a pretty good deal for that much time.
Yeah.
That's
seriously
awesome. I would love
that. We should do that again too.
Yes, we have a lot apparently.
Once we're brave enough to go with our son.
Yeah.
On a flight and that long of a trip.
To Disney World, yeah. It'll happen eventually, but not yet. But another really cool experience that you can do on the topic of little ones is on Main Street in Disney World at Harmony Barbershop. You can take your child for their first haircut. I think they also do adult haircuts as well, but they kind of specialize in first haircuts. Yeah. So wish we could have done that for our son's first haircut, but so cool that you can do that. And then you pay $25 and get Mickey ears and the first lock of your child's hair that is cut. So very special. So and what a cool place to get your kid's haircut for the first time.
Yeah, seriously. So going over to Epcot, Epcot has some great experiences. And the first 3, I believe, are coming back October 2nd. Super, super cool. The first one, this is a tour. It's called the Behind the Scenes tour. So if you love living with the land and just seeing how, Epcot is using these like futuristic ways to, do agriculture and make their food and all this stuff. This is a 1-hour tour that lets you explore all of that. That's outside of the ride. So you do like a whole walking tour here. It's $35 a person. Great price. And you get to explore the fish farm that's there and the 4 greenhouses that make up the land pavilion. So
cool.
Yeah, pretty awesome that you get to just anything that's like backstage that no one else gets to see. I love that. And for $35,
I know. That sounds so
awesome.
Fun. I loved living with the land. And if it's like that, it would be such a cool thing. Like you'd learn so much, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I love that.
It'd be awesome.
So another one is you can actually scuba dive in the seas with Nemo and friends. It's called Dive Quest. So that's I guess in like the Nemo, in the aquarium after you ride the Nemo ride. So you can actually scuba dive in there, which is so cool. Awesome. So there's over 2,000 sea creatures. There's no current. There's unlimited visibility. And you'll encounter turtles, reef fish, stingrays, and sharks. Pretty crazy. I have like a massive fear of sharks. That terrifies me to think about. But
the Disney sharks won't bite.
Yeah, I guess they're gonna be nice sharks there. But as long as there's no great whites, maybe I'd be a little more brave. But it's a little scary for me. It's $219 and you must be certified. And I think that's pretty much universal. When you scuba dive anywhere, you have to be certified. But you can do a similar experience called the Aqua Tour that involves snorkeling rather than scuba diving. And I know for snorkeling, you don't have to be certified. So really cool. What a cool experience to do that in Disney World. Like,
I might get my certification just to go.
I will let you do that, and you can let me know how it is.
Yeah.
I'll do the snorkeling version.
You don't want to see those sharks.
Maybe not. Not while I'm like down there with them. No thanks.
The funny thing is I actually saw a picture of this, and I remember hearing about this in the past, but Mickey goes scuba diving sometimes. in the
Really?
in the aquarium.
That's hilarious.
It's like very rare that
How
he does,
do you do
but he
that?
legit is. Yeah, he doesn't go like on your tour, but sometimes he'll just be in the aquarium, and you're like,
Oh
what's that,
my
Mickey?
gosh, I just had a realization while you were saying that in the Full House episode, if anyone is
That's
into
right.
that,
Yeah.
I am a big Full House fan, and there's like 2 episodes where the whole crew goes to Disney World, and in one of the episodes, Jesse and Joey are like filming their show down in the water, and I'm assuming this would be the same aquarium. I don't think
really
that there's more
so
than one.
funny.
So I just had that realization, and then they like
That's
get stuck
right.
down there because Joey is scared to go out because of the sharks. So
That's
I'm
so good.
just Joey. It's fine.
I love that. That's so good.
So funny.
Keeping with the underwater theme, you could do this experience called Dolphins in Depth. And so this is an intimate 2-hour dolphin encounter with 30 minutes of that time in waist deep water up close with the dolphins. And so in addition to that time that you get to spend one-on-one, I guess not one-on-one, but with those dolphins in the water, you get to go backstage and learn about their dolphin care program that they have there. And so this is $199 per person. Very limited access. I think I saw that they only allow 8 guests a day.
Oh wow.
Crazy. So be sure to book early if this is something you want to do. I swam with a dolphin in Cabo, and they are very nice creatures. So I would highly recommend it if any of the cousins of the one I swam with in Cabo is there. I'll put in a good word. He'll put in a good word for you. But
It does sound like such a cool experience.
it is great. Yeah, and I saw a lot with the animal ones. They say like they don't force their animals to hang out with you, so it's very much a
gamble. You're like,
it's kind of like a
money.
gamble.
Like, hopefully they come to me.
yeah. Well, they apparently said that dolphins are just very friendly. So it's very rare that they don't want to hang out. But there's some other experiences like with rhinos that we'll talk later. Like it's really depending on how they feel.
Yeah.
How comfortable
And
they
that's
want to get with
good.
humans. It's great.
I'm
I would
so
hate
glad
if they're
that
like,
they don't like.
better swim with them.
It's like slavery with animals. Like I would
Yeah.
hate that. So I'm glad that that's the case.
Yeah, exactly.
Also in Epcot, you can do the La Cava experience.
Oh,
This
yeah.
was crazy. I had no idea about this. So there's a certified tequila ambassador that takes you on a tequila tasting adventure. You get to have a margarita right out the gate to welcome you. You get to taste 5 tequilas and 1 mezcal.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
Go on
alcohol.
after a meal.
Yeah.
want to,
have something to soak that all up. There is chips and guac provided, so I don't know if that would
Hopefully that
absorb
soaks
all
up a little bit of
alcohol, but it might help. And it is $150 a person, which is a little steep,
pricey.
but you must be
But,
tasting
yeah,
some very
totally.
fancy tequilas, is all I can say, and
Yeah.
mezcal. To pay that much
Yeah.
and to learn all about them. So really cool if you're someone that's kind of like a tequila aficionado, this would be a pretty cool thing to experience.
Yeah, definitely. I know I saw the list of the tequilas, but we're not really tequila people. So I was like, they sound fancy.
Yeah,
So
it
I'm
must
sure
be
they are.
fancy. Who
Yeah.
knows how much each
We're
bottle is
spending-
worth?
Oof, I know,
But
crazy. But yeah, it
cool,
sounds like a
though.
fun time if you have the dough. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you like tequila.
Yeah, definitely. So next we're going to go over to Hollywood Studios. And this is actually something that could be found at Disneyland as well. But the thing that we found here is you could build your own lightsaber at Savi's workshop, which is an experience I've always wanted to do. And then I see the price tag and I'm like, maybe next time.
Wait on it.
And then I go and then I'm like, maybe not ever. But yeah, so this is
A little much.
this is $219. That's pricey. That's more than 7 tequilas and scuba diving with
Yeah.
with some sea creatures. It's an expensive little activity, but this is it is really cool. You should find videos of this online just so that you can see it. But you get to build your own customized lightsaber down from the hilt to the actual blade itself, the colors, the kyber crystal that's in it. And not only are you just doing that, you're in this I don't know, almost sanctuary type ceremonial like building. And they talk about the kyber crystals. You hear from, I think, Yoda and a couple other people. And then there's this whole like lighting ceremony that just looks really cool. And it's probably such an awesome experience, but I personally can't fork up the $219. But this is not like your regular lightsabers. Like this is a heavy, high quality lightsaber, unlike the ones that you could find anywhere else at the park. So very cool if you're really into Star Wars, which I am, but you're also rich.
Maybe we'll go for your birthday one time and we'll just go for it.
Let's do it. We'll just go for it. Yeah. Ooh, I like the sound of that. I'm down.
We could do it.
Okay. Savi, we'll see you soon. We'll see you in your workshop.
Next year. We just had
oh my gosh, next year will be my 30th birthday. I'll be like, okay, I'm dropping some dough for my 30th birthday.
Time to go for it. Just gotta drop the bucks.
gotta get my own lightsaber for my 30th birthday for sure.
So funny.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it for Hollywood Studios. But next we're moving into Animal Kingdom, which has quite a few experiences.
Oh, yeah.
The first one we're going to talk about is the Wild Africa Trek. So much like the Kilimanjaro Safari, it's a privately guided VIP expedition that you can embark on with close encounters with the animals. So it's, I think, probably a little bit more close than the safari. So really, really cool. So you traverse across a grassland path, cross a rope bridge, and ride a rugged safari vehicle over an open savanna. Yeah. Sounds so fun.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Like the coolest thing ever.
I mean, yeah, like it must feel like you're really there. Yeah. So crazy.
And you get to see a part of the savannah that no one else really gets to see. And that rope bridge looks awesome. Yeah. I'm sure there's like animals kind of beneath you. And
I'm sure. Yeah. You must get cool views of like everything on this tour.
Oh, obviously.
So it's $199. You receive complimentary photo services and an African inspired meal. So it is cool. It does include, quite a few perks if you're going to pay $200 a person for it.
Yeah.
Sounds kind of worth it to me.
Yeah, I do. Cool it's still less than building a lightsaber.
Yeah, less than the lightsaber.
Everything is less than building a lightsaber. Oh my gosh, crazy.
It's like one of the most expensive things we've talked about yet, I think the most.
But another really cool thing that you could do, which is actually a little bit cheaper than the Wild Africa Trek, is Savor the Savannah. Now, this is a private safari as well that takes you into one of the most secluded private viewing areas the Savannah has to offer within Animal Kingdom. So not only do you get to enjoy animal sighting as well, you get some African-inspired dishes like before, but you also get to have some regional beer and wine offerings to pair your food with, which is really cool. So I think the difference between these two is, this you are on the safari vehicle as well, and you're going around. You do get closer than the Kilimanjaro safaris, but I think with the Wild Africa Trek, you actually get to walk on the grounds and do like that rope bridge. And there's just it's a little more adventurous than just the private safari part that you also get to do, be in the safari car for the Wild Africa Trek too. So different types of things. Look up all the full details online if you want to just kind of decide between those two. But with that, there's two other cheaper options compared to those that you can do in Animal Kingdom.
Yep. One of which is called Caring for Giants. It's an hour-long up-close experience with the elephants, showing how the cast members care for them. So cool. Yeah. Those are some beautiful creatures, and I'm sure there's so much to learn about how they're cared for. Yeah. So that's a $35 experience. Not too bad. Yeah. What a cool thing to get to experience.
Yeah.
Get to see them up that close.
Yeah, and you're a lot closer than you would anywhere else in Animal Kingdom. You're still about 80 feet away, but I don't know who would want to be closer than that because I'd be afraid of getting stomped on. But still, some great views
you can
of
legit
the elephants.
Ride elephants in other places,
that's
so
true.
I don't think you're necessarily going to get like stampeded on just for being close. But
they're so big.
Never know. I guess it's good to have a safe distance.
Yeah. Like we do not want a liability on our hands, so
Probably better.
It would not be good. But another thing that another animal encounter that you could do here is up close with rhinos. And just like the name suggests, you get to be up close with rhinos.
Pretty straight up to the point.
Sorry, I let my inner skipper out there. Like my cadence was
that
like,
was very.
that's my audition for being a jungle cruise skipper.
That's hilarious.
No, so this is $45. It's also a 60-minute experience. You get to go backstage, see, how they're cared for with a lot of these Animal Kingdom experiences. But you could actually pet a rhino here. If, like we said before, if they are willing to come up close to you, and then you could pet a rhino. I've always been a little nervous about getting close to one of those, with the big horn, but I think I would do it.
Yeah,
I think I would pet one.
I think maybe I could too. They seem more intimidating to me than an elephant.
Oh, and hippos. I always think hippos and rhinos together.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Hippos are like scary.
Yeah, supposedly
They're so scary.
They are like very aggressive, and you wouldn't necessarily think it because they just look like
big pigs.
Yeah, big pigs that live in the water, but
yeah. Big water.
Apparently, water pigs, but apparently they can attack.
I don't like those things.
Pretty scary. I forget what show we were watching where they talked about.
Oh, it was the Gordon Ramsay one.
Oh yeah.
And this thing was ready to eat Gordon Ramsay. I was like, come
scary.
on. Not a fan of that. But rhinos, even though they have a big spike in their head, I think they're a little more docile. Which is great.
Maybe. I guess any animal, if they're threatened, they can probably be pretty fierce. But
yeah.
So next we're going to talk about Typhoon Lagoon, which is so cool. I think probably a lot of you guys know about it, but in Typhoon Lagoon, which is the water park, one of the water parks. Yeah, there's a few, but within Typhoon Lagoon, you can learn to surf with like calmer waves. Like it's not as if you're in the real ocean where it's like unpredictable and scary. Yeah. I think what they do is kind of start it out really slow, and then like you work your way up to like some bigger waves and stuff.
That's so awesome.
So cool. Because I'm always terrified of trying to surf. Once again, scared of sharks. So I've never wanted to try and do it in the real ocean. But really cool that you can like learn it in a very safe environment and have like a teacher and stuff. I've heard about this before. I think my cousins have tried it and they've told me about it. It sounds really, really fun. So it's $199. Currently unavailable. This one is not going on right now, sadly. Hopefully it comes back. But it does come with breakfast and some photos.
Photos of you falling in the water because you don't know.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully you get some decent ones at some point during that time frame. I think you do have to get there super early.
Yeah, so it's before I think the park opens.
Yeah.
And it's a couple-hour experience, so it's like...
Yeah. So you have to get there pretty early, but...
That's when the waves are just right.
Yeah, because they're making them that way.
Because this is the wave pool. So when the park is actually open, that's where all the people get to go and they get to do their little like waiting for the big wave and just jumping into the water.
So fun. I'm so sad that we didn't do Typhoon Lagoon when we were there. Next time we go, I'm for sure prioritizing that.
And Blizzard Beach, right?
Yeah.
So fun. The other thing you could do here too, I didn't even note it, but learning to surf is like the big one. But you could actually rent out the wave pool. I think before the park opens as well. So that if you're just a surfer, I think you get like a couple hours and like 100 waves.
Wow.
That you get to kind of just go through and just kind of practice and have fun with. So
I didn't know you could do that.
Super, super cool experience. But the last one here that we have, and actually before we even get to this last one, if you guys have any recommendations for other people listening to this video, let us know in the comments below if you're watching on YouTube, or just hit us up on Instagram and we'll share those to our Instagram story. But there are just so many different types of things, and some of the things we might have missed, or maybe there's just something special to you that you've done growing up and that you always love doing and not a lot of people get to experience it. Please let us know. That'd be great to know and to talk about. But this last one is just found in Walt Disney World as a whole. And I think this is a good one to end on because I don't think a lot of people know about this, but you could rent a boat on the Seven Seas Lagoon for $399. Now that sounds like a lot of money, but you get to take up to including you, it's 10 guests. So that's about $40 per person. That's not that bad.
Your own boat.
Your own private boat. It's just you and the captain. It comes with the captain, assorted snacks, soft drinks, and you go at night while the fireworks are happening in Magic Kingdom, and the boat has the music synchronized to the fireworks. So you're on the water with you and your friends, having some snacks, watching the fireworks with the music. And I think you can actually go into at Seven Seas Lagoon. There's the other water. For right now, my brain is not thinking about it, but you can actually go to see the fireworks near Epcot. So you can do that one. There's a lot of different ports that kind of go out to the water. So you can watch the Magic Kingdom ones, you can watch the Epcot ones. Magic Kingdom fireworks, I mean, that's the best. So that's why we had it on our list. But that's not that bad. $40 per person. Yeah. Private viewing experience of the fireworks on the water.
And you can do it. You can do it so daytime or nighttime. I don't think there's any like restriction on time frame, but to get to do it at night and watch the fireworks, like, sounds like the most magical thing.
Oh my gosh. Perfect way to end your Disney trip. Although it's so sad. Like, I never want to do something super magical on the last day because I'm like, I'm just going to miss it even more.
A crash of sadness the next day.
So rough. But
so fun though. My gosh. There's so many things to do. It's
I didn't know that in 2018 when we went, and I want to do it. That'd be an amazing experience.
Yeah. So fun. I actually... If any of you follow the Lost Bros on Instagram, they not too long ago did this experience. So I was watching their story all day when they were out there, and they just looked like they were having the best time with just like the music, and they were just having a grand time. Like, it looked so much fun. So
I love that.
I would love to do that one day.
So many things that you could do that, you might not have known about, or just are kind of more exclusive activities. And so we hope that you enjoyed this list. And like I said, if you have something that you love doing that kind of falls within this category, please let us know. And then as we close, like we said earlier today, Getaway Today, we have partnered with them. Make sure to check that link out in our description and save on your next Disneyland trip.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I mean,
might as well save where you can.
Disney's expensive, so if you could save anything, always helps.
Always do it.
Yeah, for sure. But we just want to thank you so much for listening. Your support, like I say all the time, means so much to us.
It does.
It just baffles me. We started this just for fun, and the connections that we've made throughout this whole period is just amazing. And so we love you guys, and we're just so thankful for you. And we will see you guys next week for another episode.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
See ya.